Artificial intelligence might be about to change something fundamental about how doctors think, and it starts with a task as basic as writing a note. For generations, one of the first things medical students learned was how to write the clinical note, a written summary of a patient exam. It sounds routine, almost administrative. But according to physician and emergency medicine professor Helen O. Yang, this exercise was never really about paperwork. It was about thinking. When a doctor sits down to write up what happened during an exam, what the patient said, what the vitals showed, what the physical findings suggested, that act of putting it all into words forced a kind of structured reasoning. You had to decide what mattered, what fit together, what pointed toward a diagnosis. The note wasn't just a record. It was a cognitive tool. Now, artificial intelligence systems are beginning to take over that task. AI can listen to a clinical encounter and generate a summary note automatically, freeing doctors from what has long been one of the most time-consuming and dreaded parts of the job. On the surface, that sounds like a straightforward efficiency gain. Less paperwork, more time with patients. But the question Yang raises is a deeper one. If the act of writing the note was part of how doctors learned to think and kept thinking, what happens when that process is handed off to a machine? Medical training has always embedded cognition inside routine tasks. Writing the note wasn't separate from the diagnostic process, it was part of it. Remove the task, and you may change the thinking that came with it. This isn't a hypothetical concern reserved for the distant future. AI documentation tools are already being deployed in hospitals and clinics across the country. The technology is moving fast, and the medical profession is still working out what it means. Whether AI makes doctors sharper by giving them more bandwidth, or subtly erodes the habits of mind that careful documentation once built, that's a question worth sitting with. That's today's story. Thanks for listening.